the poorest country in the world. But Korea has many developing countries are facing very difficulties in many areas. But as you know, Korea have successfully tackled those kind of problems. There is, I think, Korea's ODA system, its experience and know-how is a very most valuable asset. That means we can easily approach what is the need in our partner countries. We can understand easily, much more easily understand than the traditional donor countries. Usually, because of limited financial resources, we have to select 5 priority sectors. First, health, and the second, education, third, the governance, and the fourth, energy and the industry, fifth, governance. Already. And nowadays, but even we are focused on 5 priorities, but the environment, including forest, and the gender mainstreaming, to build up the women's capacity buildings in the development. Actually, this year we have 9, almost 40 projects in agriculture and forest and fishery. That is, yes, that is allocated, classified in the rural development area. Many developing countries are relying on their lives on the primary sectors in industry. So, how to develop rural area is one of KOICA's priorities. That includes also forest. But as you know, the global issues, climate change, and conservation, forest is another domain. So, including cross-cutting issues, I think our project portion among the total KOICA's ODA program is more than 40 total. I think it is that the finance is allocation. The portion of finance is, I think, 15% of among the total the ODA resources.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Cho. Actually, I also involved in Indonesia as a KOICA project manager for 2 years. So at that time, I recognized that is a very good opportunity to develop the little hard work. Not only because ATECO itself is just only some small research grant project, and also human resource development, short-term training or workshop. But if we are able to develop the KOICA project, it's a more like a foundation background, and also establish more like a good fundamentally establishment. So hopefully the other some ASEAN member states, like of course like Brunei, Darussalam, or some Malaysia is not involved like the ODA cooperation, but also but like CLMV, we call the Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, Vietnam. This is integration ASEAN initiative because for the until 2015, ASEAN should be one of the ASEAN. So that program, I guess, is very important. So, like based on this kind of the process, maybe COICA also can be helped the regional collaboration and other.
As you know, the COICA's program is officially based on the bilateral government levels program. So every project and the programs have to be endorsed by government side, by both government side. One means you can get out the program request form in the COICA homepage. Every types of programs request form are opened in the homepage. Project types, including the hardware and software, technical cooperation, exchange, and manpowers. And the second one is inviting officially to the Korea, inviting programs. Usually the period, one programs, average period is very short, 2 or 3 weeks. But we have scholarship programs for the governmental, the officials, and the researchers. And the third, to have consultation. One means like Dr. Gang or Dr. Lee can be dispatched as a consultant officially supported by the Korean government, and he can discuss some of the items with our partner countries, the professors and the researchers. And fourth, it is new emerging type to collaborate the partnership with the private sectors. So COICA can select some of the partners from the universities, from the research organizations, from the private companies, and we can make co-finance, and then after that we are designing some programs with the partner countries. Mainly the programs are allocated in Asian countries. Geographically, culturally, we're very close. And in main the partner countries, you can find the COICA's representative office. Usually it is in the Korean embassy or very near the Korean embassy. So you can, if you have ideas and proposals, you can touch with the COICA's staff in your country, and then discuss. You can design some of the project proposals, and then you will propose officially with the organization's official letters. That means endorsed by your countries. And then the COICA head office will verify the feasibilities and all the financial resources and go for step. We will verify. And if we have feasibility, then directly KOICA will make steps to discuss with your part. And then
based on your experience, what's the range of funding assistance you usually give?
Yes, it's better to explain about the project time. I think that because he was one of the project managers of KOICA's project in Indonesia, and he will explain very shortly and practically. Right? You can. Usually nowadays 3 million or 5 million.
The range from minimum to based on
there
your
is,
experience.
there is actually no limit, but
maximum.
But the average is 3 million or 5 million, maximum 5 million. Project period usually 3 or 5 years. And the hardware portion, it depends on how to design what the project input will be allocated. Simply I can explain 50% of the total finance can be allocated to hardware. And with the 50%, we can design for the software, technical operations, dispatching our experts, inviting your experts to the program. And we can join we can design some events like this kind of a workshop, international workshop or the inter-country workshop, and with the publications. And then after that, every type for KOICA side have to monitor and evaluate. And after finishing, after hand over the project to your country, 3 or 5 years later, we put another resource for we call it just the episode, for the sustainable management.
Yeah. My project is a very small project, 1 million for 2 years. In that case, the project manager can be sent to the received country, because I organize not only Korean expert club, so I invited more than 35% from Indonesia at that time. Also, we support the construction and also others project. So that's why the holistic approach, not only R&D or individual. No, but that is just only already 2007, a little bit long time ago. But Korea, as you know, we entered the DAC Development Aid Committee under the OECD. It means we would like to more support to the other developing or less developed country. So it means that increase the ODA budget. In particular, green ODA we call, so like regarding forestry, agriculture, or climate change, can be increased also. So that's why, based on our collaboration and discussion, hopefully to the Dr. Mr. John also.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. However, we have to think that this. We are expecting our partner countries priority. What means? What that? You have to persuade your side to put the high priority in your project. So your government have a manager project request form to cooperate with Korea or Japan or America and other countries. But probably you're the country I don't know which ministry is handling that, but your country probably put your priority. This project is number one with the FOICA. This one is health is number two, education is number one, rural development number three, like that. So to realize practically your ideas, you need to discuss with your side, and then if your government side have a strong willingness to make steps for that your project, and then it is simple to proceed the FOICA side, FOICA office. And then the FOICA office will report, present their ideas with your ideas, your willingness to the FOICA head office. And then the regional division, this is very highly evaluated in our partner countries, and it's better implement this project.
May I ask you something? Do you need a formal agreement signed between country to Korea before the project can be started?
Umbrella.
That's right.
Yes, with some countries we have an umbrella agreement for the development cooperation. And if we have that kind of agreement, it's better. We don't need to make another process. We don't need to make another signature. But even whether we have that or not, for the specific project, we need to do like we call it in the FOICA system, we call it record of discussion. It is record of discussion, but it is accepted officially in the FOICA.
So if based on institutional level, that approach FOICA, and if the ministry or the government does not stop if they does not endorse, this project cannot be carried out. If they endorse, it can be carried out. It must be endorsed.
The last endorsement step is by the government, development. If FOICA and your ministry or your organization designed some project, we agreed with some of the conditions, we will make letter of discussion. Okay. The project period, 3 years from 2012 to 15, and the total budget, $30 million US. Some of the administrative procedures will be handled by your institution. And we will implement our projects. This one map, like that. Very detailed conditions. Everything will be discussed, and then we will sign on the record of discussions. Then the FOICA side and your side will present the record of discussion to the government. Then the Korean embassy will write note to your country Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Our Korean government, Korean FOICA designed this project with your ministry. Korean government endorse this officially. The context is like that. And you're the ministry, yes, we understand, we support. Then every step is finished officially. That means to exchange not verbal is the last step to make it official by government. And then the quicker side select some consultant agency and this agencies or the universities organizations as
Okay, Mr. John, thank you very much for your very kind explanation. And he will stay with our hotel together until the day next tomorrow. So you can touch with him personally and more discussion later. Now it's the time to closing all our sessions. So finally, before the closing our session, I would like to invite one of our very important person, Dr. Chong Ho Ba. He's the acting executive director of the FOCO. That's why